All right. Well, hey guys, here we are with this week's video. First off, I will remind you that I will not be in class next week, but you will have class and I'll have an activity for you to do. So as a reminder from this week, what we talked about was you are putting together an explanation, some sort of a way that you can describe what's going on with each of the activities that we've done. You can kind of think of it as a recipe. So if I were to watch some object do something, you should be able to explain what's happening based on the recipe or the description or the diagram that you have created. You probably will want to use some words like force and motion, maybe action and reaction, and we talked about mass today, so that might be another word that you can use in your explanation. Make sure you have those in your notebooks because we will go over them in 2 weeks when I'm back. What I want to talk to you today about are two kinds of energy. One is called kinetic energy, and you can see it's written there. It's the first word in that paragraph. And the second word is potential energy. These are both two kinds of energy that we use to describe that objects have. Kinetic means moving. So if an object is moving, we say it has kinetic energy. We know from last week, our investigation with the marbles down the 2 ruler ramps, that sometimes friction will work against motion and cause something to stop. But as long as something is moving, we say it has kinetic energy. The other kind of energy is called potential energy, and that's what we call stored energy. It's the energy that, remember when we talked about the poppers and we turn them back, we turn them inside out, and they want to go back to that original shape. But when they're turned inside out, we say they have potential energy. In other words, they have the potential to change energy from one form to another. They talk in this little paragraph about having a brick. You pick up a brick, you hold it off the ground someplace, it has the potential to fall to the ground because gravity could work on it. That's an example of kinetic energy. So let's take a look at this screen right here. Look at number 1. If those poppers are just sitting in place, what kind of energy do they have? Hopefully you said they have basically no energy. Maybe a little bit of potential, but not really. They don't have any energy at all. So we can just say, well, they basically have no energy. Now, it's not true that they don't have any energy at all, because even inside the material that the popper's made of, the atoms are moving around. There's everything that, even if it's a solid, we have molecules inside that are constantly moving. But for our purposes, we're going to say that number 1 has no energy. So look at picture number 2. We know it's standing still, but if you take a look at all of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different positions of the popper, we infer that it's been moving. So if it's moving, it has what kind of energy? Yep, it has kinetic energy. Then look at popper number 3. Because the ball is inside the popper that's been twisted inside out, the popper has potential energy. Now, the potential energy of the popper, when it's changed to kinetic energy, is transferred to the ping pong ball. But as the ping pong ball is sitting there, it has basically no energy. And it also does not have potential energy. The potential energy is in the drop or the popper. All right, so those are some things to think about as you are putting together your statement for next week. And not only can we use the terms force, motion, action, reaction, friction, mass, now we can add the terms potential and kinetic energy to those descriptions, those recipes that you're writing. So spend some time this week, before class next week, working on those descriptions of how to define and describe what's going on with each of the activities we've been taking a look at. Well, I know you'll enjoy next week's activity, and so I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks. Bye.